Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 2 with the Mardu Rally. With our changes, I put Collateral Damage back in for the Sadists. It's still going to be Collateral Damage for the Humble Defectors. We're going to try that route. So this isn't a very risky hand. We're going to be a very bad player, though, and keep it. And we need to draw one more land. And we'll start off here. We need to go get a red. We can cast most of the stuff. We can cast this. We'll go with a Swiftspear. And we'll have a couple turns to draw into the land. Yeah, look at this now. This probably isn't a keep. Because we want for the Rally of the Ancestors to happen, we're going to have to draw quite a few cards. Or quite a few lands. But I'm thinking the higher creature count is the right way to go. I don't think you can dilute rally decks too much. That's the problem with rally decks, is you have to commit so much to the combo. And that what ends up happening is you can't dedicate a lot of your 60 to removal. So here's what I could do. I could not crack this and hopefully wait till another. I think we crack this to see if we get a source that we need here. But this is obviously going to be a red. And we'll start off with a Swiftspear. Get our opponent down to a 19. And hey, look at this. We might be going up against a red deck. Mono red. Burn type deck. This is where I'd like the Karsi Sadists. So let's hopefully we do draw into a land here. And then... Okay, that is not a land. So we'll just put out a Stormsinger and pass the turn. And unfortunately, that land drop is going to be... This is where the Sadists would be wonderful. Just the 2-point swing. But Butcher's going to be an all-star here. Defector's really cool in blocking. Defector's just an all-around pretty sweet card. I need to brew more with this guy. Because he does... it's kind of cool with Rally of the Ancestor as well, I figured out. Because what ends up happening is you can do this... You can rally if you want to during your end step. Your opponent's end step. Put the Humble Defector at the untap step. That's when you activate the Humble Defector to draw 2 cards, and then your opponent gets a Humble Defector, then gets exiled. So he doesn't attack in with his Foundry Street Denizen. We need to draw a land here. We do draw a land. That's lovely. It's the perfect land, other than it does come into play tap. So we will pass the turn here, and we might just get completely blown out by, like, if he has any sort of Lightning Strike, this is going to be rough. But I will call off a Foundry Street Denizen. And most likely be taking 4. Heel Cutter. He's going to dash in a Heel Cutter. And say that my Swiftspear can't block. Or probably say my Stormsinger can't block. Okay, Swiftspear. So we'll block the Foundry Street Denizen. Take a lot of damage. Go down to a 13. And... Battlefield Forge will be nice. This is another thing we can bring in. We do need a Tormenting Voice, so I'm gonna Tormenting Voice. Most likely just a Bloodsoaked, or nah, we need like a Marauder. And unfortunately, it's another Defector, which I don't know how well. So now, yeah, now he just dashes in again and does a lot of damage. And I'm definitely in a predicament because I need to last a few turns. Get a Lightning Strike off a Swiftspear. Drown in Sorrow will be nice in this matchup. And then Foundry Street Denizen, I can't block with a Bloodsoak. So this next turn I need a double Humble Defector. And I might be able to survive a few turns just with the Rally. The Rally's going to be able to draw me a ton of cards with the Humble Defector. Because I'm going to have to rally on his turn. So here we can just go get... I still think a red source, so we don't have to take any... No, black source is fine here. Because we can go red, black, Humble Defector, red, Humble Defector. And might as well attack into the Bloodsoak because it can't block. Hope he doesn't dash in. Hope he casts something besides. But he's got 4 lands. Yeah, he's just going to dash that in. If he's got just a regular source, we're definitely killing that Heel Cutter. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to a 3. So Caves allows us to get back even a Mogis' Marauder. We get it for 2 here. Unfortunately, we do have to spend a life for the rally. And he just lightning strikes me. Okay. Rally would bring back nothing. Alright. We will concede this. And go to the sideboard. These Bloodsoaked Champions can come out. The Mastery of Unseens can come in just because they're a way for us to gain life. And I think that's the key versus this deck. And we'll bring in some Drown in Sorrows. The Purphoros seems a little bit overkill in this one. Because all we need to do is stabilize. As well as maybe like these Stormsingers. No, they're just blockers that can come out early. The Swiftspears are still fine. Shamans are still fine. Humble Defector, I think, is going to get cut. I don't think we need Deflecting Palms, Thoughtseize, Crackling Dooms, or Mardu Charms. Mardu Charms can put in 2/1/1 warriors that can... I think this is fine. We'll submit this. This is going to be a rough matchup. I don't really know. This is the Sadist would make this a lot easier. But here we have a way to blow him out with the Drown in Sorrow. I think we keep this. We do need to draw into a white source. We need to draw into a lot of things. We'll mount in Swiftspear and attack him with the Swiftspear. See if he Swiftspears on his own here. Wild Slide. Okay, that's perfect. I could care less about that card dying. That's awesome. We use his first turn to kill a card that we get back. Nomad Outpost can easily come out here. There's nothing better. And now we have the sources we need. So this is looking very good. When he overextends, we will Drown in Sorrow. Nothing. Okay. I still don't think that we quite... This can go just get a basic swamp. And do we put out the Shaman? Yeah, because I wanted to bait out another removal. And I think he's going to use it. So use it right now, buddy. Come on. Lightning strike it. Beautiful. Even though that does do 3 damage to me. It's another removal out of the way. CV Hordeling Outbursts. I think that's fine. We can just butcher. And now let's see if he's got the Dasher. If he does, next turn we'll just Swiftspear, sack a Swiftspear, and give our Butcher lifelink, or just cast another Butcher. It depends. He's got 4 cards in hand and quite a bit of cards. So we'll block. If he wants to use another form of removal on the Butcher, I guess that's a thing, like a Lightning Strike here. Wild Slash. And Scouring Sands. Okay, so still that was fine. 2 cards out of the way. We got another Butcher. Lightning Berserker. I could easily just Drown in Sorrow here if I wanted to. Or I can just put out a... No, we don't want a Shaman and a Swiftspear. Do we overextend him again? Yeah, we do. Hate to see a Heel Cutter dashed in. And absolutely... This will take his turn, or do I just let it go through? He'd have to pump it up 3, then it would take his turn. I just let it go through. Because next turn we'll Swiftspear and eat it. Give it lifelink. Swing in for 5 if he wants to play this game. Keeps it up. Keeps 3 mana in his hand. Oh, geez. Now, it's definitely going to be Swiftspear, eat it, then Drown in Sorrow. And that should be a wrap. So Swiftspear... Attack in. Puts him down to a 14. And then punish him here. With the Drown in Sorrow. Put this on bottom because I think we want to get to our... No, this is kind of cool, actually. I'm going to put it on top. Because then when we sacrifice the Shaman, we should be in great shape. Alright, Lightning Strike. He's going to have to use 2 cards on the Butcher now. Another Wild Slash. Alright, he's almost out of the Wild Slashes. But we'll put out a Bloodsucker still this turn. Oops. Yeah, no, then Shaman can come in and then we can... Oh no, we don't... We can just start dashing in the Shamans. Yeah, that's fine. Because that's 6. Down to an 8. And he scoops here. So the rally could have got back. With the Shaman, a rally is actually kind of cool. If we would have Shaman instead of Bloodsucker, then rallied back the Monastery Swiftspears, they come 3/3s? That is not bad. That is not bad at all. Alright, so we'll go to the sideboard. I don't think we make any changes. Deflecting Palm's kind of cool, but it's totally unnecessary. Virulent Plague is also interesting versus his deck with all the Hordeling Outbursts, but I don't think he puts in enough tokens. He might be Dragon Fodder. But usually they're the Atarka's version if he's running Dragon Fodder. Then I'd bring in the Virulent Plague, but I haven't seen a Goblin Rabble Master. I guess this is just better than a Humble Defector. But here we go. If we start cutting so many things, though, we're down in the low creature count. But I still think that's worth it. I think Defector's quite weak. I don't want to be able to give him any sort of... I'm going to submit this. I think Virulent Plague is just a great counter versus Hordeling Outburst. He might have cut him. And then the Virulent Plague does nothing, but we'll see. There is the Virulent Plague and a Drown in Sorrow. We keep this. Swiftspear versus a Swiftspear. Collateral Damage will be nice to kill off a problematic creature. But I'm going to Mountain here, and we're going to Swiftspear and attack. Because we might as well get value off of it when it gets Wild Slashed, which I think is going to happen. Yeah, Lightning Strike. See, exactly. So we get the value. And he hits for 2. So the Swiftspear is going to be annoying. It's going to do a lot of damage. I need to draw another 1-drop. Unfortunately, that's not a 1-drop I want. I'd rather have a land there. But if we do draw into another black source, we can Drown in Sorrow. If you Hordeling Outburst here and draw into a land, we should be okay. Definitely need to hit this land drop next turn. There, Hordeling Outburst is going to be so beautiful if I get a Drown in Sorrow. I think we keep this guy up just because I need to Collateral Damage off the Swiftspear. So we can block a Goblin and Collateral Damage off, depending on how he plays this. So in great shape here. Really great shape. Love it if he Hordeling Outbursts again. Bellstriker. Which now that's what we'll Collateral Damage off. Because I don't want him getting that back. And I hope that he overextends again and we can really just Drown in Sorrow. Okay, then we'll Virulent Plague here. Tormenting Voice is nice, but there goes the tokens. Any other token he puts out is dead. So any other Hordeling Outburst is completely gone after this. If he overextends, we will Drown in Sorrow. He's got 2 cards left in hand. I'm thinking they are going to be like Lightning Strikes. Stoke the Flames, okay. We might just have to Drown in Sorrow, to be honest here. Puts us down to a 4, though, and it's, or a 1, and then Stoke the Flames wins. But I think that's what we have to... I could Tormenting Voice, get rid of a Bloodsucker, and hopefully draw into another land. But we are really starting to... And if he has like a Wild Slash, the Swiftspear survives. If he's got a Wild Slash, he kills the Bloodsucker. Searing Blood, Bloodsucker. So options are Searing Blood in hand. He can't cast it. We go to a 4, though. He top decks. Tormenting Voice, top decks. Unfortunately, I think the right play is to Drown in Sorrow. I hate doing this. I hate going down to a 4. And that ends up being pretty good. So I'm thinking a Searing Blood is in his hand. Foundry Street Den is in. There's our Nomad Outpost. I think we just Bloodsucker here. Most likely is going to die. But let's hope it's not a Searing Blood, because I'm dead to a Searing Blood. And I'm actually dead if he has a way to remove the Bloodsucker. He does not! That is crazy. He just casts the Hordling Outburst. We kill off the Bloodsucker. All is well. Shaman's kind of cool, but it's definitely just going to be a Butcher here. And hopefully he just doesn't somehow draw into a Stoke the Flames. No, we are getting very lucky. Master of the Scene's kind of cool, but I think we need to gain some life. Or do we Tormented Voice and throw the Shaman? I need to safely get out of range. Now I'm up to a 9, and that should be good. Got really lucky that he had 6 cards, and 2 of them being Hordling Outburst that we were able to deal with. Oh, wow. Poor guy. Does draw into another land. Swamp at this point, I think we can safely Tormented Voice this off. And, those are both lands I don't like. I think we just will keep them. Attacking with the Butcher. That way we can Mastery and always give him lifelink. Oh, he draws another land. Been there, buddy. Been there. Another Mastery we can actually just get rid of. So I can safely play a land here. I think the right play is just going to be Manifest. See what was under. Rally the Ancestors, but we'll sack it. Attack in. Now up to 14 versus 4. And he's got it. His Stoke the Flames has to kill off a Butcher now if he has a Butcher. Or if a Stoke. And there it is. So he does draw it. So he lives to see another day. But we're at a healthy... Oh, and I draw another one anyway. Do I have enough to actually cast it all? I think since it's basically a free card here, we can get rid of the Mana or the Mastery of the Unseen. And then this will go white, red, black and 1. We'll Butcher. And now he has to draw another Stoke for the Butcher. But it looks like Wild Slash and Searing Blood. Lightning Strike. Alright. So, he just loses here, though, from a dashed-in Shaman. And we could actually do 7 damage here with the Stormsinger as well. Dashing in. So basically to win this game, our opponent had to get incredibly unlucky with that string of lands, as 8, he's got 10 cards in his graveyard. Almost over 50% of his, or about 40% of his well, that's pretty normal. I don't know. That's unlucky. That is definitely unlucky. That's like 45% lands. So might have a salty opponent here, but this is game. As no cards in hand. And we'll attack in. Alrighty, so we'll go on to game number 3. I think this is looking pretty good. Thoughtseize again might want to be in the sideboard for these burn type matchups. So we can go over to the deck list again and see what can we out of the sideboard. What do we? I just don't like the Necromancer Stockpile. I don't ever think it's gonna come in handy. And same thing with Deflecting Palm. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm gonna cut both of them. And we're gonna put 3 Thoughtseize for specifically this match. They are wonderful versus this particular match, as you just sacrifice a Swiftspear or a Stormsinger, and usually these guys can survive an attack from like a Zergu Bellstriker or a token. Don't die to Wild Slash. They have to use like a Lightning Strike on it, and that 2-point or that 4-point swing ends up being really, really good. So, anywho, we'll go on to match number 3. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.